Hey you guys, I'm back in the engine room with the most popular engine in the world, small block Chevy.
Nick's Garage is supported by Atlas Equipment and K-Tool International.
Hi, I'm Nick. Welcome to my shop. Yes, I'm back in the dyno with the most popular V8 engine in the world. Yes, a small block Chevy 350. They made over 250 million units. They became in muscle cars, cruising sedans, family sedans, trucks, and whatever you want to call it. Very, very, very popular engine. It is one of the most common engines in the small block Chevy family, the 283, 327, 350, or even the 400. All these, so many decades of engines, 4 decades I believe it was, that you can interchange cylinder heads, camshafts, timing chain, covers, oil pans, distributors, whatever you want. So 40 years of doing whatever you wish, this is the most common engine that most people build. Why? It's the cheapest of parts, lots of information, and parts are galore. And very easy to be interchanged with one other small block Chevy to another. You know, let's say now, years later, you're building a muscle car engine and you needed a bracket, or you needed a part, or a distributor, or a head bolt, or sword, or a water pump pulley or something. And your father has a truck 20 years old sitting on the farm. If you need a part, most likely it'll be on that truck, it'll bolt onto your engine and get your muscle car running. Well, this one here was brought in by Brandon from Oka, Quebec. He bought it, he didn't know if it was a roller cam, flat tappet cam, doesn't know the compression ratio, nothing. He just wanted me to bring it here, which he did, put on a water pump, put on his brand new carburetor, and he asked me to install the distributor, get the spark plugs, install his brand new headers, and break in the cam and see what kind of power he's gonna make. All he wanted to do was get the engine running, take it home, and just drop it into his 1984 Grand Prix. I did not build this engine. So am I confident in it? I don't know. I did not build it. I don't know the bearing clearances. I don't even know the oil pressure. All I did was I primed it. I got about 60 pounds of pressure when I primed it for him. Then I installed the distributor and the carburetor, of course. And like I said, the client doesn't know much about it. He had somebody rebuild it and bought it, or he brought it back, and then he brought it here to get it started. So before he comes in, I like to break in the cam and do some testing. Maybe something didn't go wrong. I don't want him paying a visit to my shop for nothing. So now you guys are on board with me. I want to get it running, and let's see what it does. So I'm just got it all set up, and I know it's gonna smoke up right now with the brand new headers, and I just need to break the cam in for 20 minutes. So I'm sure where I put the distributor, very common you guys, this is very simple, you know. You put the distributor in with the 3/8/7 advanced timing, put the firing order correctly, and of course you guys see all these different color spark plug wires. It's because I pick them up randomly, because all these Chevy engines or any other engine, they come with different headers or exhaust manifolds, different angles on the spark plugs, so I use whatever wire works. And of course they're good, they work, you know. If we're gonna have a misfire, we are gonna know. And it's got a nice double pumper carburetor. It's a brawler carburetor, so we're gonna tune it with this. So he also has an Elderbrock dual plane high-rise intake manifold, which is a good intake manifold. It is a 350 cubic inch. I believe it is a 30 over bore, and I believe it is a flat tappet hydraulic cam. What's the specs on the cam? I have no idea. But we're gonna run it, we're gonna see what vacuum it has, and after that we'll take out a few spark plugs and see what kind of a compression cylinder pressure it has. Right now I'm running 94 octane fuel. I'm gonna set the timing. It should be around there, it should start right away. I should have no issues with it. Got my water line on, the dual distributor's in place, I hooked that up, and I'm ready to get it started. Let's get this going so I can deliver it. This guy wants his engine, and then he told me, Nick, I don't have a bracket for the distributor. I had to get him all the hardware. He didn't have spark plugs, he had nothing. He didn't have I don't even have the dipstick yet. I just remembered. I've got 5 liters of oil in there, but is there any oil gonna come out of that? If there is, we're gonna block it off right here. See that? The dipstick is not there. I don't have it. I should be getting it tomorrow, but I'll get it started today, since you guys are on board right now. You know, if this was a small block Mopar or a big block Mopar, I have dipsticks in stock. Actually, I got a lot of stuff in stock for a Mopar, even for a Hemi. But a small block Chevy, I don't have too many things. But I did get a water pump. I did find a lockdown for the distributor, but I don't have a dipstick in stock. I do have one on a customer's engine, but I will not remove it. But I know I've got 5 quarts or 5 liters of oil in here with the zinc and the braking oil. So I'm gonna put something there to hold the oil from coming out of the dipstick hole. I got Petro-Canada 94. I bought the highest octane reading where I could find, which is Petro-Canada here in Canada. Question is, does he have a high compression cylinders, high pressure? I do not know. And I don't even, and I asked him, what is the compression ratio on this engine? He did not have an answer. So our job is just to get it running, and we'll take it from there. Now, I assume the carburetor should have no problem. It's brand new. Let me just fill it up with gas, check for gas leaks. Okay, we got fuel, no leaks. I know the oil is full, the water is full, timing light is on. Here's our O2 sensors. These are going to give us the air-fuel ratio, how much fuel is burning. And of course, it's a brand new carburetor, so we should have no issues. Okay, I got the distributor vacuum hooked up and just about to get it running. Lambda 2, here we go. Okay, let's start. O2 sensor on. For 10 minutes because the oil's going to get pretty hot. It's just a different way of breaking in the cam. So I'm going to run it for 10 minutes, let it cool down for 15 minutes, and get back on it for 10 minutes or 10 more minutes for break-in. So we're going to give it a total of 20 minutes of break-in time. So far the oil pressure is good. I'll bring it in around 22, 2300 RPM. We got good oil pressure. Water pump is on. Let's check if there's any major leaks of any sort. Here we go. And we're gonna stop down around 2:30. Here we go. Boys, that paint stink. Oh wow. So we're gonna give it 10 minutes and then we're gonna give it a 15-minute break and I'll do it again. We already have a rear seal leaking oil. I can see it right away. And you know, small block Chevys are not known for that. It's a very easy fix on a small block Chevy because the rear seal is on the rear main cap. You set it off a bit, put a silicone between the cap and the block, and you should be fine. But in this case, I don't know why it's leaking oil. Anyways, let's just break in the cam, do some testing, and we'll leave that last. We'll see what the client wants to do. But in the meantime, let's break it in. Give it another 8 minutes, we'll shut it down. It's too bad the rear seal is leaking. Anyways. Most important thing is, let's hope that the cam breaks in, because I have no idea what valve spring pressure he has. All I was told that they told me to put zinc oil in, break in the cam. So that's exactly what I did. I believe it's a hydraulic flat tappet. And then we'll take it from there. I got it started right away. I got the timing on. Got a good oil pressure. I want to make sure that cam gets lubricated very well. There we go. And also, he was missing the harmonic balancer boat. So I also had that installed also by ARP. I've got one from ARP and I installed it. The water pump was missing. I also got the water pump. I also installed 4 new bolts, painted it black, got that going, and that's it. So let's break in the cam, figure out the timing, air-fuel ratio, and we'll take it from there. What kind of power am I expecting? I have no idea. 300? 325? I don't know. My dyno's gonna tell us. That's why we're here. The only problem I see so far, I feel no vibrations. I don't see no water leaks. Only one thing, rear seal leaking on the crankshaft. Like I said earlier, I did not build this engine. And I repeat, I did not build this engine. This was brought to me, get on the dyno, get it started, break in the cam, and at the same time look for torque and horsepower. If the cam doesn't break in well, we're gonna find out. Sometimes when you make a test after test after test, you keep dropping horsepower. Or sometimes you listen to valve train noises. We're gonna see. But I'm gonna let it run for a while, and then after we're done with the video today, I'm gonna have my client come in and go further testing with him. And of course, we'll take off the valve covers, check, make sure all the walkers go up and down, and of course, making compression tests before he takes delivery of it. I should have installed the oil temperature gauge inside the oil pan. It reads about 220 degrees Fahrenheit, but I'm just gonna break it in for 10 minutes, give it a 15-minute break, then we'll come back and break it in for another 10 minutes. And then after that, hopefully everything goes well. It sounds good. It's been a long time. I got a small block Chevy in my dyno. Nothing radical. It's got the cast iron cylinder heads. Like I said earlier, I do not have the cam specs on this at all. Neither does my client. So let's break it in for another few minutes, and then we'll take it from there. For all you Chevy lovers out there, you know I've been running a lot of mopeds on my dyno, but I got a Chevy now. Not a big block, a small block Chevy, the most common engine in the world. So if you guys want to stay tuned, after we break it in, we'll do a few tests, but this is the most common engine with mild modifications on it, and then see what it does. Let the oil cool down, then we're going to come back and make another 10 minutes. Why a lot of people run 20 minutes in a straight 20-minute sort of way of breaking in, but I gave it 10 minutes and 10 minutes. You know, there's a lot of information out there, people wiping out camshafts. And like I said, maybe they got too much spring pressure, or people say maybe the oil is no good, or the type of material, the camshaft or the lifters. It doesn't matter. And my job is do the right procedure, how to break in the cam, and then take it from there.
Other than the oil leak, the rest of the cam break-in goes without issue. But Nick won't know the whole story until he takes the mystery 350 to its limits and lets the dyno have the final word.
Let me go see where the timing is right now, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so we just finished breaking in the cam, and of course I just adjusted the timing for where I want it to be, and of course I did the air fuel ratio on idle, and now the next thing we got to do is just get it revved up 5,000 RPMs and see where it goes. Okay, now look, you know, I just wiped it dry a few minutes ago and we just had it running right now. Look, it's still leaking bad on the rear seal. Am I going to work on this? Not that I know of, but someone else built the engine, so maybe they'll take care of it. And in the meantime, I just checked the timing. I got it where I want it. I got the air fuel ratio fixed on idle. And now let's do a full throttle test, or should I say wide open throttle test, and see how it goes. Then we'll play with timing, and then we'll take it from there. Let's see what it does. Let's make one blast. Yeah, that rear seal is leaking really bad. But anyways, we're not concerned about that. We have enough oil, and we have good oil pressure, so I'm ready. Here we go. We're going to take it up to 5,000 RPM. And let's see if I need to adjust the absorber. Here we go. Yeah, we're gonna have to take it higher than that. Okay, we're gonna have to take it to a higher RPM. So let's go further up. Let me hear if there's no noise in the engine. I'll be right back. I'm going to take off the vacuum on the distributor. I'm going to do it my way for now until we set it up for the street car. Okay, here we go. Okay, I took off the vacuum advance. I just want to make some testing with other vacuum advance so I can get my initial timing. I'm going to run it to 37, 38 degrees, and then we're going to bring it up to 5,500 RPMs. And here we go. So let's make another test. I just advanced the timing. I brought it to 37, 38 degrees. We're going to go to 5,500 RPM, and let's take it from there. Red bean after a wide open throttle. Look at that. Go ahead. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's going to need to go higher. 54.
It's another 2,400.
Oh yeah, we're going to have to go higher RPM. We're at 331 horsepower with 5,400 RPM. Our torque numbers are roughly what? 367 at 42, 4,300 RPM. Oil pressure is good. So you know what? Let's go to 57, 58. 58. Okay, we're going to go to 5,800 RPM. And if you want to see the chart, there it is. Oh, we have a little drop here on the horsepower. What happened there? Okay, let's make another test here. Let's go to a higher RPM.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to make another test. Here we go. I'm going to wipe it one more time. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I'm going to make another test back to back the same way. Here we go. We're going to make the same test, but this time we're going to go to a higher RPM. Yeah, I want to, no, I didn't change nothing, no. But just going up on a higher RPM. Here we go. And let's see what happened with that dip there. $5,800 RPM. Or the misfire.
You know what I would do? Or check the carburetor, man.
Yeah, you know what?
How much your end?
Let me look at some things here. Made the same power, 330, 333, and ends up at 5,400 RPM, 53. Oil pressure is good. And do we have a dip anymore? Let me check the air fuel ratio. It's kind of a bit on the rich side, 12.5, 12.4. But let's look at the graph. Look at that. It has a small dip at 5,100 RPM, and it picks up again. Look at that. He's pulled out 330, 333 horsepower at 5,300. I'm going to play with the timing a little bit more. But why do we have a dip there at 50?
Carburetor.
Could be, I don't know. It's a brand new carburetor too. So we're going to add some fuel. I think we have a little issue here. At 51, 5,200 RPM, we seem to have a dip on the graph. And it's a brand new carburetor. A little bit, I heard it like a crack up or something, you know that? I heard it crack too. I heard it crack up.
Maybe the valve springs precious.
Could be valve springs, could be, yeah. Or, let's see, just make sure there's no wires touching headers. But this one here is very close, which I'm not crazy about headers like we always said earlier. This one's a very close call. There we go. This one's in, this one's in. We have a little crack up at 51, 5,200 RPM. And it could be the carburetor. I doubt it very much. Could be a crack up, but we're gonna add some more fuel. And make
Yeah, but you're
another
having a
test.
dip too at the same time.
Sorry?
You're having a dip too at the same
That's
time.
right. That's right.
Doesn't make any sense.
And the carburetors are full. And it's his distributor's got a brand new distributor also. Is he gonna take it to 5,800 RPM? I don't know, but we are. The choke is wide open. I'm sure the fuel's there for him. But then again, what kind of, look, we're going to 6,000 RPM. What kind of valve springs is there? I don't know. I don't know the valve spring pressure. It's a hydraulic lifters too.
But we don't have much
He's
choke.
got brand new spark plugs. I've used his wires often. I never had any issues. What I can do is, you know what? Add the fuel. Let's make another test back to back. Here we go. I'm not going to touch no timing. Actually, what I should do is advance the timing a little bit, 1 degree or 2 degrees.
How much is it you said?
36, 37.
It's plenty.
It's plenty, I know.
It's there.
Maybe I should back it up. Let me mark it first. Here we go. But that rear seal, man. Wow, okay. We're not gonna worry about the rear seal right now. Okay, here we go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna back up the timing a little bit, just a bit. It dips and then it goes back up again. You can see it on the chart.
We gotta check a crank pressure, Nick.
Hey?
We have to check a crank pressure.
Yeah, we're gonna do that in a few
Give a
minutes.
good education.
You know,
of,
I do
spark
not know. I don't know the cylinder pressure on this. We're gonna do it after this. Let's make
Yeah,
one
yeah,
test,
yeah.
and we'll take it from there.
Let's how it goes.
Okay, here we go. Put the fan on, Phil. Back to 5,800 RPM. Let's see what's happening here. Are we having valve flow? You heard it there, right?
Yeah, you heard.
I
I don't like that time. It's backed up, eh?
It wants more
like-
advanced.
What?
It wants more advanced.
Yeah. Didn't like it at all.
No, I didn't like this timing at all.
No. You see the dip?
But look at the, here, let me just hear, hold on, let's see what's going on.
It's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better, no dip there, very, very little dip. But look at the torque numbers for it. 367. But the horsepower, we dropped on the horsepower a little bit. 323, we had, what did we have before?
Yeah, you back up the timing.
Yeah.
It gives you more torque.
Yeah,
As you
that's-
advance, you get more power.
Yeah.
The other top end.
look at the graph. There's a lot less, less dip at the 5,000
I think these
RPM.
things should make a lot more, Nick.
I'm gonna look at the previous test before. Let me take a look. I backed it up 2 degrees right there. I know. 2 degrees.
What's your fuel ratio?
Fuel ratio is 12.5.
Well, it's not so bad.
12.6,
It is a
12.
little bit low, but
Yeah, it's a bit on the rich side a bit.
Yeah.
But it's a factory carburetor. It's the way it is designed for him. He's got headers and all that. But
yeah, it's a cam in here. Like
he's got a cam, yeah.
13 inches of vacuum.
Yes.
You must have some kind of overlap there.
Yeah, it's a cam.
Yeah,
There's a cam
yeah.
in there. It's not a factory cam in there, that's for sure. Yeah, he put a bit of a cam in there. What concerns me is, I wanted to see if I could get 350 horsepower. And maybe if I'm gonna advance the timing a bit more, see the opposite way what happens, Philip.
Are you gonna go 40 degrees?
Yeah, I'm gonna go around 39. I'm gonna go there.
More, eh?
Here we go. Let me just advance it a bit.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna see what happens. Okay. Let's do it. I'm ready. Full, they're full. I checked every cylinder fires. That oil is pretty bad. Still leaking oil. You know, I'm gonna wipe it. I want to see if it gets less and less and less. Like that, like the 383 from the Wiki 383. Here we go, I'm gonna wipe it. Who knows? Maybe it might stop on its own. So let's keep further testing and take it from there. Okay, here we go. That was valve flow, Philip.
Yeah.
That was valve flow.
Yeah.
We seem to have valve flow. Yes, it is. It is. There it is.
Yeah, there is.
It made, yeah, you know, we advanced.
334.
Yeah.
That's the best it's going to make, probably. No,
Yeah.
334.
334 at 5400. And look at the torque numbers. Now that we've advanced the time, we brought it up to 373.
That's right. I think I have a lot of crank pressure.
No, we're going to check
Let's
the.
take a look. Let's take a look.
Yeah, okay. Let me show the graph. There's no dip there. Look at
Yeah,
this.
so you advanced it this time, I told you.
Yeah.
Cleaned it up.
So there you have it. They needed more advanced. I don't think I'm going to go more than that. I'm almost 40 degrees, so I'm not going to go any further.
No.
With cast
I'll
iron
check
heads.
a crank pressure. And,
Yeah, let's do it now. Let it cool down for a minute.
Call the guy up. Maybe he wants to change the springs. Maybe shim them up.
That's up to him when I
Yeah,
see him.
exactly.
I'm going to ask him tomorrow when he comes in. Don't forget, the guy who built the engine maybe left the same springs on the cylinder head. Like I said earlier, I did not build this engine. I have no idea what the spring pressure is. And we noticed when we hit the 53, 5400 RPM range, we seem to have valve floating. So let me talk to my client and we'll take it from there. But in the meantime,
of course.
let's see what kind of cylinder pressure we have. Right, Phil?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. See where we stand.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I'm curious what kind of cylinder pressure this thing has. We'll take out, Phil, put a full throttle for me, please. God, it's pretty hot with the headers in there. I'm just going to remove one spark plug. One spark plug. I'm not going to take them all out. God, it's very hot. Don't worry, I can get it. Don't worry. There it is. There we
To
go.
prevent it from damaging your wires.
So we're not going to remove 8 spark plugs. We got the engine warmed up. The correct way to do a compression test is removing 8 spark plugs. Usually, when I remove 8, I get about 5 psi more. But I'm just doing something quick, just to give me a ballpark figure. And we're going to do about 4 strokes, 4 to 5 strokes, and then we'll see. After all, I'm curious to see what kind of cylinder pressure this thing has.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
let's go.
Ready? Let's show the car to at the same time. $155, 160.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good for
do it
this.
again.
It's good for 91 odd.
So, yeah. Yeah, 165 about there.
That's what they recommend with cast iron heads down.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's not
Maybe you
bad.
could get by with 87 octane.
I would add 5 more. You probably has 170 with the if I were to remove 8 spark plugs. Yeah, you know what? These springs are pretty weak. I better call him up. Maybe he wants to invite the engine builder or whoever built the engine. Maybe he wants to come and see the oil leak. Maybe he wants to see the valve floating. Like I said earlier, I did not build this engine, so let them take it from there, Philip.
It's no use making more tests because before
So-
we damage anything. and
Yeah,
we're responsible.
that's right. So I'm not going to do any further
No,
testing.
no.
We're going to show him the results.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get him in by tomorrow or the day after, and we'll take it from there. But in the meantime, he told me, break in the cam, do some testing, and see what you get.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know the results. So this is what we have.
Yeah.
So we know the cylinder pressure. We got a major oil leak in the rear seal. And I tell you, with the timing of few spots, we
Yeah,
were.
you got a boot.
I was personally hoping to get 1 horsepower per cubic
Yeah, you
inch.
got a boot melting.
Yeah, but it does have a spark jump. I checked it already. I saw it. It doesn't matter, Philip. It has no spark jump. I seen it.
It's ceramic boot.
And you see, this is why I hate headers. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is the reason of why I hate headers. They come so close to the wiring. It melts the boot, but you don't have a spark scatter, but still. like I did with George's Charger. I put spark plug wires, and sometimes I do not put the boot on. And you know, you burn the boot, but you're not burning the wire.
Yeah.
And then you see when you rev it up, you load it up, you don't see a spark. If you see a spark, we have an issue.
Yeah.
Then we have to do something with the header.
Jumping.
But in this case, I don't need to.
No, just checking.
Okay, so there it is. So I'm gonna call Brandon, and then we'll see what happens from there. You know, you like you said, you brought up the engine in, no water pump, no distributor, no hold downs, no dipstick. And I'll take it from there. So there you have it, you guys. About 333 horsepower, 373 foot-pounds of torque. You know, it's just a street cruiser. It's an 84 Grand Prix. He's got a 305 in it. He just wants to put a 350. And I'm sure with this engine, it's got a lot more pep than what he has in the car right now. And of course, maybe he doesn't want to change the valve springs. Maybe he won't rev it that high. I don't know. So I'll let him make the call. And that's it. You know, sometimes people buy engines. Like Brandon just bought this engine. I asked him if he had any information on it. Didn't know what cam specs were in it. So my brother's gonna look up the distributor to see what we can do with this. Because I get too much advance when I put the vacuum advance on it. But maybe there's a way of tuning it. Phil, maybe there's a way of doing it. Then there's the curved kit with the springs. But I noticed that 2500 PM, the full advance was in there, like, 2600. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do fine tuning after with him. I know that he has a major oil leak in the rear seal, and it's still leaking oil. Yeah, it's still leaking oil. Okay, you guys, I want to thank you guys for spending some time here in the Dyno with a small block Chevy that belongs to Brandon. And I've got to call him in and see how further he wants to go with it. We have a few little issues, but it doesn't really matter. Our goal was to get it running, break in the cam, and show it off to my viewers. And there you have it. And I want to thank you guys for staying on board. My brother Phil and I, we like to play with these things together on dyno testing very often. But you know, he's going to do some research on the distributor. And of course, we'll take it from there. So you guys, thanks for watching us here in Nick's Garage. Thank you. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.